Well, this is the time of year that a lot of people decide they're going to do some spring cleaning, or maybe you're moving to another state and need to sell some of your lawn and garden equipment. We want to give you some tips on how to do that. Right here, so far as lawnmowers and power equipment, the main thing you want to keep in mind is when you roll it out your driveway and put a price tag on it for people to buy, make sure it's in tip-top shape. For example, on lawnmowers, make sure that you have it all cleaned up, all the dust and debris wiped off. Make sure that you put a new spark plug in and fresh gasoline and that it can start up right away. I remember an incident a few years ago where a neighbor had a lawnmower to sell, and it was a perfectly good mower, but they hadn't tried to start it before the day began, and an interested buyer came up, and because the mower wouldn't start, they lost a potential sale. So make sure it's running just right. Same goes for smaller equipment such as trimmers and so forth. And even on real small equipment, whether it's just a little herbicide wicks like this or any kind of hand tools, if you've kept the original packaging, it really helps enhance the value of those products. This was just a little wraparound that went on here when it was for sale in the store, but we also managed to keep the brochure that came with it that told how to use it and where to buy replacement parts, and that will really increase the value of different products. It's especially important on power equipment that you've kept all the manuals. That tells individuals that you've spent time taking care of the equipment, read the directions for one thing, and really valued what you have, and that will increase the value of your equipment. Now on this rototiller, for instance, there's a separate manual for the rototiller implement itself, and it has some spare parts in it and so forth. You want to keep all of those in a file in your house, someplace where they're not going to get wet or oily. Also, there's usually a separate manual for the motor that comes on it. This has a Briggs & Stratton engine, this is a BCS tiller, and so both companies have provided instruction manuals and spare parts, so make sure that you have both of those on hand. Now, if you're going to sell the equipment, make sure you put the price on there. And this also goes for if you're going to put an ad into a classified newspaper or a newspaper like the small little Thrifty Nickels and Shoppers and so forth, where you go and place a specific ad in there. Make sure that you put it in a specific category such as lawn and garden. For instance, in here under lawn and garden, instead of garage sales, this person has said 16 horsepower twin cylinder lawn tractor, 48-inch cut, motor 2 years old, with lots of new parts on the mower, $500, and they give both a day and a nighttime phone number. That's very important. Now if you're putting in a fairly big ticket item into the ad, put down what you paid for it originally. For example, if you're selling a riding lawnmower, put down that you paid say $1,500 for it new, but that you're asking only $700. That really helps put it in perspective and will help give people a little more comfort when they call you to consider buying that piece of equipment. Some last tips that we want to give you is that even the smallest equipment, as we mentioned before, you want to have the instructions with it, but also make sure that if they've gotten rusty that you clean that up a little bit with a little bit of emery cloth and some lubricant so that everything works real well. And last of all, if you have a piece of equipment that you've just never used, you still probably need to advertise that it's just like new. It's against the law to advertise that a product is new if it's been used even just one time. For instance, this is a little mower that we've not used much out here because we have such huge grounds. But if for example, we're going to sell this, even though it looks brand new, it's been used once, we cannot advertise it as brand new equipment. We have to just say like new. Well, I hope these are some tips that will help get you on the road to having a successful sale of your lawn and garden equipment. And if you're out buying lawn and garden equipment, these are some tips that might help you as well.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.